Alright, doing the Death Knight, tanking basics now. Again with the stat priorities first. Both builds for actually mitigation and survivability are going pretty much similar. Strength, haste, crit, mastery. They vary at the end with either stamina or versatility. So, just depending on what you want to go with. Now, there is more of a DPS build out there for tanking, but I don't prefer DPS builds for tanking. If you choose to, you can look those up and do the stat weights for them. And then for the talents, you've got Heartbreaker, which I'd go with. Bloodworms we were kind of excited to get back, but the way Blizzard has it, they're not that effective. Their healing is actually on like a timer set, so it doesn't really proc individual and stuff like that. So overall, it really doesn't heal that much. So definitely probably go with Heartbreaker. Going with the rapid decomposition. Death and Decay deals damage 50% more often, and while you're in Death and Decay, you generate 15% more runic power, which now our runic power is used to dump our Death Strike. We no longer have the Death Coil and such like that, so now all runic power dump will be on your Death Strike. So the more runic power you have, the more availability you have for your Death Strikes. And you have the other ones, which possibly the Spectral Deflection. But right now, I'm thinking this one's going to be better, so I'm going with it. On the next row, Osiri seems to be overall better than the Blood Tap. The Anti-Magic Barrier, if you're in fights where you can use that more, like a lot of magical, or if you just want to boost your health temporarily with it. But overall, this one I think is going to wind up being a little bit better right now. The Red Thirst over the Tombstone, it's got a cooldown and such on it, so that kind of limits it in my mind. The Bloodthirst, just overall, because of the fact that spending your runic power is going to decrease your vampiric blood by 2 seconds for 10 runic power spent. So you're actually going to get your vampiric blood off cooldown faster to have it usable more often. Mark for Blood. Not so much. I mean, I'd say Red Thirst over that one. And March of the Damned gives you ability to get out of your stuns and snares. Tank, Blood Spec no longer has the Lifespan of Fortitude, so possibly choose that one if you want to get out of those fast. Have that for utilitarian purposes. We also no longer have Lichborn, so that's going to be pretty much your way of breaking out of stuff if you choose it. Tremble, not so much really, I would say. I don't really like it. It's not overall is going to help as much, because still Death Knights heal an insane amount, have really good mitigation right now. Your Tightening Grasp, increase the cooldown of your Glorifying Grasp, which is our AoE pull in. So the more you can use that quicker off cooldown, the better. So I went with that one. Will and Acropolis doesn't get used that much because we shouldn't really be going that low. Like I said, you should easily on the Death Knight stay above 35%. So most of the time that talent wouldn't even be coming into effect. The Rune Tap uses up a rune. And 25% reduction for 3 seconds. It just isn't as beneficial. It's kind of weak compared to each time your Bone Shield increases your maximum health by 2%. And you can actually build up and keep Bone Shield up pretty good now. At times you can even keep full 10 stacks if you want to, unless you're taking a ton of damage. Blood Mirror, and then you got the Bone Storm. Bone Storm is up the DPS, got a 1 minute cooldown. And just overall for tanking itself, just doesn't seem to weigh out as much. Most are going with Purgatory now over even Blood Mirror. I go with Blood Mirror because of the fact that Purgatory still can kill you. And in fights, I know a lot of you have probably been in a fight where if it went bad, there's no healer alive, or maybe one healer up, a few DPS, and you're trying to finish that boss off. so that you just don't have the big heals. Purgatory comes in, boom, you die. And then of course once the tank dies, no matter if the boss is down at low percent or not, those DPS can't handle the hits from the boss, and it winds up being a wipe when it could have been a victory. A sloppy victory, but still a victory. And so Blood Mirror, I mean, doesn't really help out that much in like AoE fights, but single target, like on the boss and stuff like that, it's fairly beneficial from its 20% damage reflect to the target. And now for the actual cooldowns and abilities. You want to start out, keep up your Morrow End. Now that we don't actually have an active bone shield you can just pop when you're walking around, which I'm still kind of getting used to not being able to keep my bone shield up when I'm just walking around. But that will apply your stacks of bone shield. So on pull, you want to pop those and spam that as much as you can to get you a big bone shield built up. You're going to blood boil to spread your disease and pick up aggro, and then heart strike as your filler. For runic dump, you're going to use because it uses 40 runic power, you'll use that. And you still want to save your death strike till actually you're taking some damage, or if you're rune capped. I mean, if you're not at low health and you're still building up runic power, there's no point in wasting it because it benefits from damage you take before you use it. So just keep that in mind. I mean, if you're full health, not really taking a lot of damage, and not fully rune capped, there's not really a purpose to even use it. You can, but it's just not as beneficial unless you've actually taken some pretty good hits before, like 6 seconds before, 5 seconds before, then pop it. They gave us this Death Caress. Uses a 1 rune though to spread your disease, which is kind of weird. I mean, because the same disease it spreads, Blood Plague, your Blood Bowl will spread for free without wasting a rune. Now, I mean, I guess you could pull with that if there's an ad off to the side or something, but if I was going to pull, I'd just snatch them with Death Grip or Taunt and then Blood Boil, rather than wasting a rune on Death's Caress. So, don't really use it that much, unless I'm just goofing around, because your Blood Boil spreads the same disease for free without wasting a rune. Now, your cooldowns are still Anti-Magic Shell for magical effects. You've got your Dancing Rune weapon, which will mirror your attacks and increase your parry by 40%. So it's actually like a mitigation and DPS boost because it's mirroring your attacks while it's up. And then, of course, the Blood Mirror affects the enemy with a Blood Mirror for 10 seconds. While active, 20% of any damage dealt is redirected back to the target. So decent on a boss fight. You've got your Wraith's Walk. Lets you move 70% faster. During this time, movement and parrying effects on you are suppressed, and the active ones cancel the effect. So in other words, we can't really get out of stuff. If you want to do that, you'd have to pick the other talent. And of course, your Vampiric Blood, embrace your undeath, increasing your maximum health by 30%, increasing all healing received by 30% for 10 seconds. Keep that in mind. And of course, we still have now Asphyxiate is actually just the free one, no talent for it. Mind Freeze, Death Decay. And we'll actually do a pull on the tanking dummy, just kind of see how it goes. Kind of gauge this tank by the tanking videos I'll be doing on the dummy, and you can see overall which one tends to take less damage from the dummy. Tend to know I do mess up a little bit while I'm doing the guides, because I'm checking my notes and look up such, so it's like keep that in mind here, and here it goes. But when we pull, like I said, spam that, build you up to a stack, and always want to keep at least 5 stacks of your bone shield up. If you see it dropping down below, make sure you want to stay around 5. But as long as you even have 1 up, it's going to do the job. The more you have, like if you have 10 stacks, it doesn't change what it does. 1 bone stack does the same thing as 10 bone stacks. It's just how many times you'll be able to be hit with it, because each hit takes a stack away. So try to keep 5 up. And as you can see, you can get the free procs of your Death and Decay. Make sure you use those. And I took a little bit of damage just to show how fast the Death Knight can come back up from damage. So we still have like insane heals on ourselves. So you can dip down a little bit low and then boost right back. Especially if you use your Vampiric Blood followed by a Death Strike, you go almost right back up to full health. So it's pretty handy. And I'm getting weird whispers from E-Tech friends. Sorry about that. And that's the basics of the Death Knight tank. Hopefully it helps you out. You enjoyed it a little bit. And thank you for watching.